All right, ELD, this is me reading along for the article for Module 5 for us to write our SCR. Again, this is always optional. It's just another way to access the articles or text that we are reading in class. So here we go. Why everything is closing for coronavirus. It's called flattening the curve. South by Southwest is a huge music, film, tech education festival. It brings hundreds of thousands of visitors to Austin, Texas every March. When organizers canceled the festival, it was only a matter of time before other major events also canceled. As of March 13th, many sports leagues have suspended their seasons. The National Basketball Association, National Hockey League, and Major League Soccer have suspended play. Major League Baseball has pushed back the season start. The National Collegiate Athletic Association canceled March Madness. March Madness is a college basketball competition every spring. If a team loses a game, they are out of the competition. People fill out brackets who they think will keep advancing to the championships. Several universities have canceled spring football games. The Professional Golfers Association Tour canceled the Players' Championship, and the future of the 2020 Summer Olympics in Japan is in doubt. And that's just sports. School districts from Seattle, Washington to Baltimore, Maryland have closed schools. So have entire states, including Maryland, Michigan, and Ohio. More than 100 colleges and universities have canceled all in-person classes and moved online. The huge music festival Coachella has been postponed. So have a long list of concerts and music tours and all Broadway shows through April 12th. Movie theaters may be next. Even all Disney parks have closed their gates. This is only the third time Disneyland has closed the park. The first time was after United States President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in 1963. The second time was after 9/11. Terrorist attacks on September 11, 2001 hit the Twin Towers in New York and the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. Slowing the spread. There's a good reason to cancel everything. All these decisions by public officials and businesses are aimed at one goal, slowing down the spread of the virus to avoid overburdening a healthcare system that doesn't have the infrastructure to handle a sudden urge of tens of thousands of cases at once. Without mass closings, that surge is exactly what will happen, just as it has in Italy. It's called flattening the curve. Epidemiologists study diseases and how they spread. They can somewhat predict how many cases of a disease are going to occur based on how the disease is behaving. Continuing business as usual allows cases to escalate rapidly in just a few weeks, spiking so high at once that they completely overwhelm hospitals. In such a scenario, such as Italy is facing now, more deaths are likely because there simply aren't enough hospital beds, enough face masks, enough IV bags, enough healthy doctors and nurses to care for everyone at once. However, if that same number of cases can be stretched out over months, never quite exceeding the healthcare system's capacity, then people will get the care they need. More healthcare providers can avoid illness and burnout, and fewer people are likely to die, as South Korea has shown. People are listening. We have to flatten the curve. Fortunately, people are listening, and the idea has caught on so well among armchair epidemiologists that the flattening the curve and hashtag flatten the curve hashtags have begun trending on Twitter. Clearly, public officials and businesses are listening to the warnings of public health officials, as evidenced by all the closings and cancellations. But to be effective, ordinary people need to do their part by avoiding as much as possible any crowds and places where a large number of people congregate, such as theaters, malls, events, and events that haven't been canceled.